Hi Julia, Daphne here. Thank you for sending in your next essays for correction, and I love your correction work. You've done brilliantly there. Looks fantastic. Really, really good. Brilliant. Well done you. Now, looking at this and looking at your previous one, which I've just been rereading that, I think you need to stick with elements of the template that you used in the last essay. Because I think it works for you. What I'm finding here is that it's a little bit disorganized. You're sort of jumping a little bit between the arguments. And if you look at your balance of paragraphs, the balance isn't right between these two paragraphs. You've got one very long one and one very short one. And there's two questions inside here. One is, what are the reasons? Yeah. And the other one is it a positive or negative development? So you can see those two questions. And so it's very important to balance your writing between those two questions. One paragraph for this part, one paragraph for this part. That will then score you highly on task achievement. So are you answering the question in the way that the examiner wants you to? Okay, so let's have a read. These days, more fathers stay at home and take care of their children while mothers go out to work. What could be the reasons for this? Is this a positive or negative development? Okay, so nowadays more fathers stay at home and look after the family while mothers act as breadwinners because modern work is less physically involved and people's ideas on gender roles have changed. Now, yes, great, but let's make it a little bit more sophisticated. Nowadays, more and more fathers, rather than just stay, are inclined to stay or tend to stay or are tempted to stay. Okay, so any of those would be better because it's just adding, it's a little bit more interesting. And look after the family while many, mothers, so frequently act as breadwinners. What you need to do is, because I'm not changing what you're saying, but I'm changing the way you're saying it to make it a little bit more subtle and a little bit more sophisticated. Now, go largely because, not always, but largely because modern work is less physically involved and people's ideas on gender roles have changed. Lovely. In my opinion, this is a positive trend, as all people should have their right to choose whether they work or not. Good. Rather than all people, just say everyone. Yeah. Which should be irrelevant to gender. Absolutely. Really good. Now, you don't have to have, but remember in the template, this essay will discuss these reasons or reasons for this development, new trend, or something like that. You need a little bit more, I think, in that intro. Okay, this change has happened since industrialization, not after, since. Industrialization, modernization, and the development, you need that there, of information technology as work is not as physically, you want the adverb to describe an adjective, physically intensive as before, yeah, or you could have is no longer as physically, you could have that. Yours is not wrong, but you could have this. No longer as physically intensive, and then you don't need that. And consequently, now you do need to change that around. Women have been empowered. Okay, women have been empowered. Nice passive there. Have been empowered, or consequently, this has empowered women. Or, yeah. You can't have consequently empowerment of women. You have to make this into a verb here to work. First and foremost, traditional yes, so I don't think you need first and foremost, but you might need previously traditional work or traditional work, okay, such as, so I would move this traditional work, comma, so put the comma here, such as farming or carpentry, is more physically involved, thus allowing men, after thus is a bit tricky, thus allowing men, so you wouldn't need that, thus allowing men to become, you allow somebody to do something, allow men to become the main economic resource of family. I don't think you need that. I think that's self-explanatory. I don't think you need that. Nevertheless, since industrialization, or you've already said industrialization, so maybe you should have said, nevertheless, over the past decades, as machines, past decades, you don't need that. Machines have replaced human workers in these kinds of work. Excellent. This has allowed, or you could have a comma here, allowing women to become more important in the family economy, as all people. Okay, family economy with less discrimination between genders. So I'm not changing the meaning of what you're saying, but some of the words are a little bit repetitive. Maybe that's why the paragraph is so long. So that could go. Okay, so you're clearly giving me the reasons. Well done, lovely. In some cases, women could earn more than their husbands, making it reasonable for husbands to stay at home as house husbands. Good. Maybe additionally, people's opinion on gender roles have changed. Yes, after feminist movements. And I would put here, and whereas, to connect these ideas, whereas in the past, comma, if a father acted as caretaker of the family, his choice was not accepted widely in the past, but today, okay, this role reversal is not questioned. So rather than repeating the words again, okay, I think you could just make it a bit neater. Okay, so add in that instead. Okay. I don't think you need that, because for me this paragraph is quite long anyway. Okay, so that tidies that paragraph up a bit. So is it all positive and negative development? Okay, so this bit is a little bit not that exciting. Maybe you could put for many, this dramatic shift in working patterns has been seen as a freedom of choice, as a sign. Okay, as a sign. You don't need that. Okay, so this is maybe a stronger start to that paragraph, isn't it? Dramatic shift in working patterns has been seen as a sign of freedom of choice. If a man who prefers looking after children to working was discouraged by society due to its contradiction to traditional gender roles, good, his freedom of choice is violated. Excellent, well done. Now that I don't think you need, and definitely not with this in IELTS, that doesn't work, is violated. Okay, and then I would have an example. So recent newspaper, because you should have examples here. Recent newspaper articles have championed the success of stay-at-home dads, you can call them. Stay-at-home dad, you might actually put it in inverted commas like that, because it's sort of the expression of stay-at-home dads and the benefits this has on young children. So you need something solid, like an example here, just to organise the essay. Okay? In conclusion, now you can have positive, negative development. You could restate, yeah, you do. Our father's starting to stay at home to their family. Fathers are starting. Watch out on the grammar. As it demonstrates, yeah. Or is it a positive trend? Good, lovely conclusion there. Well done. Okay, so just a little bit there on balancing those paragraphs, and go back to the template. Don't abandon it. It is there for a reason, to get the essay in a good structure. I'm not saying you need every word, but take the structure from it and then make it your own. Okay, well done. Good. So formal complaint. You recently used a moving company to move your goods and they've been damaged. Okay. Dear Sir, Madam, I'm writing to complain in relation to my recent experience of moving. Don't use the same words as the examiner. Yeah. Moving the contents of my house. You don't want the same as them. Yeah. From Green Tree Town, Chestnut Avenue last Saturday. Okay. 3 pieces of furniture, including a wardrobe, tea table and bed, were damaged to different extents during the transfer, or during the move, we would probably say, or during the move. We don't want to repeat that, maybe during my relocation, something like that. Among them, the most severe damage happened to the tea table, which is relative clause here, keep going, which is made of glass. And when I saw it, there was a major crack. Now, you could put crevice is beautiful. We use it usually for mountains, but we use crack for glass. But maybe let's have both. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. On top. It was too obvious to be neglected. Absolutely. Also, when there's damage in the finished wardrobe badly. Really nice. Well done. Due to these damages caused during the moving service, I would like to ask a 50% refund of your bill, your fees, or your bill. Yeah. Bill as. Now, don't start a sentence with because. It's grammatically not great. But use the word as. I have had. Or I will have to. You might put in future, might be quite nice actually there, which is unusual but clever. I will have to repair the bed. So future perfect, which we don't use very often. Sorry, that shouldn't be coloured. Here. I have had to repair, or I will have to repair. Either of those would work. One or the other, not both. Okay. Okay, well done. Repair the bed and the wardrobe and buy a new table. Okay. I've already enclosed the original receipt. Please transfer the funds. Yes, excellent. I wait your prompt response. Very good. Well done. Faithfully, just a small F on there. Otherwise, very, very nice indeed. Well done. Good work, Julia. Thank you.